to today's video. We are going to be doing a review on the brand new collection from the Balm Cosmetics. I always like reviewing their products because I feel like not a lot of people talk about them, and you guys always seem to enjoy these videos, so I always try to get them up as fast as I can for you. This is a brand new collaboration with model Roz, and I will be sharing with you guys the entire collection, swatches, give you guys a tutorial on this look, so let's go ahead and get started. This is a brand new collection from the Balm. We haven't seen them release like a full collection, I feel like, in a while, and I still get excited to see them releasing things because they are a company that I do really like. I feel like they have staple products like Mary Lou. I love their Mad Loss mascara. It's one of my absolute favorites in my collection. They just have really cute packaging. They also are now doing a sustainable packaging, which I appreciate as well. So this is a brand new launch from them. There is an eyeshadow palette that has two face products in there, so like a face and eye palette, and then also a face palette that has a bronzer and two blushes, and then they also released a lip trio. This is a collaboration with model Roz. I am unfamiliar with her personally, but I did check out her Instagram and she looks absolutely stunning. She has really pretty pictures, and I just really wasn't sure who she was, so I did click on that, and congrats to her on this collaboration. One thing that I thought was a little bit strange though is there's like nothing showing that it's her collaboration on any of the products, because I really didn't know it was collaboration until I saw like the box that had her name and everything on it, like the PR box, but there's nothing on the actual physical products that shows that it's a collaboration. So I thought that was a little bit strange. I was like even wondering maybe like some of the pictures were her, but it doesn't seem like it is. So that's kind of weird. I don't know if they just like decided to have someone on as like an ambassador of this or what, but it's just a little bit strange as far as like there's nothing that says her name on like anything whatsoever. So this anyways has a very tropical feel to it. The Balm does these like little palettes like this a lot where they have the pinups on everything. So I'll show you guys the collection. So this one first is the face palette. So this one has a, like I said, a bronzer and then also two blushes in here. I always love their packaging because, like I said, it's so cute, and then they also have the sustainable packaging now, so there is no mirrors, and it just has like this little clasp like this, and you can actually pop the palettes out right here, and you can recycle the entire palette, which is nice. So this one, again, has the 3 shades. I will give you swatches. I am going to show you the look that I created with all of the colors. Here is a look at the swatches. That lightest shade hardly showed up on me, so if you are someone who has a similar skin tone to me, I feel like the shade is pretty light, so you really probably could only use like these two. So I did just want to mention that if you have a fairer skin tone, then this one will probably appear a little bit more on you, but on me it did appear a little bit light. And then also the bronzer, I do feel like it worked perfectly for me right now, but if I was a little bit more fair, I feel like it would be a little bit deep for me, so you'd have to go in with a little bit of light hand. I just wanted to mention that. And then the second palette here is called Gold Coast. Again, very cute packaging. I love the style of the Balm. I think they have really cute stuff. So this is actually called the face palette, and inside of here you get 2 cheek colors and then also 6 different eyeshadows. So here's a closer look at that. So you have the blush shade, highlights, and then like I said, the 6 different eyeshadows. There are 3 different shimmers and then 3 mattes in the palette. So I'll give you guys some swatches of these. I am going to show you again how I got this look using the palette. When you're seeing me use this palette, you are going to see that this second shade right here, the second matte, like I can't get to show up. I can't get it to show up on my face, and I couldn't get it to show up in swatches at all. So it's the second matte right here. It almost seems like it has like hard pan or something, but literally like I was like scraping at it and I can like hardly get anything out on my finger, and you definitely can't see it in my swatches. It's that second shade right there. So it almost looks like barely there compared to the first shade, and it should be a little bit deeper. But here is a look at the blush in the palette. You have the highlight, those shimmers, all the shimmers swatched really nicely, but on the eyes I do feel like you guys will see they're a little bit chalky almost, at least the gold was. So you guys will see when I get into the look, but I don't know how I feel about the quality of this palette in particular, but we'll get to that. And then lastly, there is a lip trio as well. So this has 3 of their matte lipsticks in here. These are called the Meet Matte Hues, and there are 3 different colors. So this is a special edition set. So there are 2 new colors in here, and then also a color that is existing in their line. So this is the one I'm wearing actually right now, Charismatic. This is a lip that they already have in their line, but there are 2 new colors to this collection. Swatches of those. So this is the shade Persistent, and then we also have the shade Adventure right there. So those are the 2 new colors. And then the nude that I have on my lips right here again is the shade Charismatic, and that is one that is already in the line. So that is swatches on everything. I will have the collection linked down below for you if you want to check it out at all. But let's now go ahead and see how I got this look, and I can show you guys those shades on the eyes, and you can see a little bit of the struggle that I had with the collection. I'm going to start with eyes first, and I'm going to go into this shade right here called Sun Bunny and apply this all over my lid to start this look. I did just prep my eyes with a little bit of concealer just to kind of help cancel out any of the redness that I do have. That shade is blending really well. I will be honest, it's been a while since I've used a palette from the Balm. I have a few still in my collection. The What's the Tea palette I really liked from them. I honestly just don't reach into it too often, so it's been a while since I've like picked one up. But they do have a really nice formula. We're gonna go into the next shade in the palette. This one is called Vacation. I love their names too. And then we're gonna use this one just right over top of the last shade. Again, just gonna blend it all over the lid here. I'm having a hard time, honestly, with this shade. Like, it doesn't really seem to wanna like pick up on my brush. And like when I'm swatching this, like there is no like pigmentation to that, like at all. And this should be like a deeper brown shade. I'm gonna like dig my brush really in there, but like I don't see it up, maybe a little there, but it's not really doing much for my eyes. So there's with it, and then there's like without it. I'm surprised for such a brown shade that it's not like more pigmented. Okay, so I feel like that shade was kind of a dud. So let's go into the next shade, this brown right here, and this one is called Girls Getaway, and hopefully this one is a little more pigmented. All right, yeah, we see a little pigmentation there. So I don't know what happened with that other shade, if it's just like hard pan or what, but like I said, I couldn't even get the swatch to show up on my hand, so that's not a good sign. But keep it going here. I'm gonna work this shade all over the crease. I'm just gonna take a clean brush now and just kind of go over some of those edges. I have to go into the blue, so I'm just gonna use my finger for this. I'm gonna go ahead and apply that. What I'm gonna do is just apply this to the middle of my lid, and then we're gonna use the gold, I think, for the inner corner and outer corner. That shade does look nice on the lid. Next, I'm gonna grab the gold in the palette, and for this one, I'm gonna apply it, like I said, to the inner corner right in here, pretty, and then a little bit on the outer edge here as well, kind of almost like a halo, but a little bit more messy than a traditional halo look. I'm gonna go back in with the blue on this side, because it seems like we lost it just a smidge there. And again, back in with my clean brush, just gonna clean up a little bit of the harshness within this look. This could have just been my error, like putting those shades together, but why do I feel like this is like disappearing? Like it almost seems like it's kind of like disappearing on my lid, and I mix shimmers together like that all the time. I don't normally have this issue. So let's apply the gold again. A little bit of fallout. I'm just gonna wipe that away. I'm honestly not really loving the way this eye look is looking. I just feel like these shimmers are kind of looking a little strange. It's not like they're bad, but they're just kind of like just there. They're not really like blending together very nicely. I don't really know how to help that. Like I feel like on camera it looks a little bit better than it looks in person, but in person it just looks almost like chalky. Like there's not really much like shimmer to this blue shade. It kind of just looks like kind of blah. I know it is appearing a little bit better on camera, but in person it doesn't look the best. I'm just gonna go into these first two browns in the palette for my lower lash line, and we're just gonna call this look kind of good. I do want to try out the face palette and the lippies in the collection too, because I know I typically love their face stuff. Normally I do enjoy their eyeshadow formula, but I don't know why I'm just like not having the best time with this palette right now. For mascara, I am going to go in with their new mascara that they just launched. I got this one a couple weeks ago, and I have been liking it. I will say I don't like it as much as I like the Mad Lash, because the Mad Lash is like one of my favorite mascaras ever. But this one is still pretty nice. It does do a good job of like separating the lashes. I feel like it's, if I wasn't comparing it to the Mad Lash, I'd like it maybe a hint more, but I feel like just since I'm comparing the two, I feel like I just love the Mad Lash so much more, but I do like this one. It is nice. Looks a little bit better once I added the mascara. I am going to go in with the shade Golden Hour, which is the highlight in the collection, and use this for an inner corner highlight, and then we'll go in with the face palette. That is pretty. So I think that's where I'm going to leave the eyes, and then let's go ahead and go in with the Tropics palette, and this one is the bronzing and blush palette. So I'm going to bronze with the shade Perfect Tan, and I'm just going to use this Huda face brush that I love, and we're just going to start to bronze up the cheeks. Typically their face palettes work pretty well for me. I feel like they have a nice smooth formula, but I know I started off saying that with the eyeshadows as well, and I wasn't as impressed with those, so we'll see how these go. I feel like it's blending pretty smooth, and this color is actually pretty good for me right now. In the winter, like when I'm a little bit more fair, I think that this is one that I'd have to go in with a light hand. Since I do have quite a bit of color going on right now, the color is actually working nicely. And we're gonna go in with the blushes in the palette. So first let's use the shade Glow Up and use that one on the cheeks first. This one looks like a really like nude, like a pink nude almost. I don't know if it's fully gonna show up on me either. It's like barely there on me. I can see it, but it's definitely like a light wash. So let's go ahead now and go in with the second shade. This one is Coral Wreath, and we'll use that one next. Give us a little more color. Yeah, that one's showing up a little bit. And then I'm gonna put on a little bit of the highlights on my cheeks as well. This highlight is probably my favorite thing so far. So pretty. With the highlight, complexion is looking really good. So now let's try out the Vacay Special Edition Matte Lip Trio. So we have 3 matte lipsticks in here. For this look, I am going to go in with the nude shade. This is the shade Charismatic. This is the only one in the bundle that actually isn't new, but I don't think I have this color, so I want to try it out. If you haven't tried out their formula before, I forget that it has like this scent to it. It's weird because it's like a sweet scent, but it also has like a bit of like a peppermint type of smell. It's an interesting scent, but these are a really nice formula on the lips. I didn't wipe off my lip gloss first, so I guess I should have done that. It'll probably dry down a little bit better, but I don't mind it over the gloss, actually. It looks kind of pretty. Here is our final look with all of the products. Let's go ahead and zoom out so we can talk about my final thoughts. I'm just going to break it down product by product. So the face palette, I don't know. I feel like there was just something that maybe seemed a little bit off with these eyeshadows to me. I typically like the Balm's formula, so I was kind of disappointed, especially in that second matte. Like I said, it like hardly even showed up. It's almost like it has pan already. So I don't know if maybe it's like a little bit older or just like something happened with my palette in general. But it almost even seems like it's maybe getting like a little bit of a hard pan already, which is not a good sign considering I haven't even used it yet. So that like just as a dud in general in the palette for me. And then the shimmers, I don't know. I just feel like I'm still just kind of like a little bit, it's leaving me a little bit wanting more. I don't feel like the eye look turned out bad. I do think it's pretty. Like I said, I like it better on camera than I do in person. In person, it kind of just looks a little bit chalky. But I mean, it's okay. It's just not my favorite formula wise. I do really like the highlight though. That's probably my actual favorite thing from the collection. I think it looks really pretty on the skin. Very beautiful. They have a great highlight formula. So this palette probably is just going to be a little bit of a miss for me. I don't see myself really reaching into this one a bunch. And then let's talk about the face palette. So this one has the 3 shades, and the first blush shade was a little bit too light for my skin tone in particular, so kind of really only can use these 2 shades. The blush and the bronzer look pretty, but again, it's probably just not going to become like a favorite palette since I can't only use the 2 colors in there. It's pretty. I like their formula of their bronzers and blushes, so I mean, it's nice, and if this is a color story that you think you can get a lot of use out of, then definitely check this one out. And then the trio, I only did try the 1 color, but I do really like their matte formula. I think it's great. I'm looking forward to trying out the other 2 shades in that. So with that, that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Don't forget to subscribe if you are not already a part of my fam here on YouTube. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon with a new video.